Jumbo. Everyone welcome aboard Simba 1. My name is Dan, I'll be safari driver for this photo safari to the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For your safety, please remain fully seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck. If you drive by some rough brush, you may have some sharp thorns, so do not lean outside the vehicle. Hold on to all of your personal belongings. I cannot stop the truck to leave any lost items. Now, the reserve was first established back in 1971, works now in cooperation with the Disney Conservation Fund to protect local wildlife.
Where is it?
Well, the first section we'll head into in a moment is the Little Ituri Forest. Want to keep your eyes peeled around here. Many of the animals will use their natural colors to blend in to their surroundings.
Driving through it.
Hopefully don't smell like peas.
Yeah, well.
Oh, there's something.
Back here on the right hand side.
That one right there. That guy right there.
Oh, could be.
On the right hand side, there is an okapi. On their legs, actually relative to the giraffe. That's the one with the yellow-backed tiger. Now they see a threat, so I'm going to hide it.
I hear you. We lost audio. There we go.
See they go in and out. We'll do the best we can.
Oh.
I have no control over it. We're now coming around the watering hole. Very important part of this section of the reserve. Right inside.
He doesn't have control.
I can tell us.
To your left, everybody. To your right. Looks like he's taking a rest today. Because it's hot outside and humid in Florida. I'm just being a tour guide. I'm struggling up here.
Oh, there is a black rhino. Average black rhino weighs about 3,000 pounds. They have a pretty good style lip. Helps them forage around and pick up things very easily. Up the inside of the bushes, there are some bongos, which are the heaviest forest antelope. Bongos have large pushback horns that will help them navigate through heavy brush.
Taking a nap.
Next up on our tour is the Safi River, straight away between the nice and these tunnels they submerge with water. Underground for 15 minutes at a time. They're excellent swimmers, but they can reach will sometimes just walk along the bottom.
It's just messing up. Nothing we can do. Sleeping.
The average hippo weighs about 5,500 pounds. Despite their mass, they can actually run about 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
So it's really shallow over here. They're probably not swimming. It's really walking along the bottom. Most of the hippos around here being Nile hippos, usually found in the water. Occasionally spot them on the land, rubbing the shores, or laying out in the sun. Over here are some Nile crocodiles, which can be quite large, around 16 feet long, sometimes 20 feet. They have very powerful jaws. They can bite about 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. A group of crocodiles on the land is known as a bosque. A group in the water be known as a float. The crocodiles will sometimes lay there very still, their mouth wide open, in an effort to regulate their body temperature. That's when they cool down, vent themselves as hydrogen goes inside of them. We make our way now to the Serengeti grasslands. A lot more wide open space out there on the savanna. It's also the largest section of the reserve. And a totally different ecosystem, so I start to see a big change in the plant life. See different types of trees. A very unique tree you may encounter out here on the savanna is the baobab tree. One up on the right-hand side. It's that tree that looks like it was planted upside down, as its branches look a lot like roots. They're also leafless for about 9 months out of the year. They are known as the upside down tree, also known as the tree of life, as they store water in their trunk. The grasslands go on for hundreds of miles across East Africa, serving as the super highway to a variety of animals. Millions of animals migrate through here every single year. Now this is the wild Africa we are trying so hard to preserve. Now back there on the right, there's quite a few giraffes. Trees are spot in the distance. They're about 6 feet tall when they're born. They will grow to be about 20 feet tall. In a group they are known as a tower. Now, giraffes have very keen eyesight, helps them spot predators hiding in the tall grass. Now, giraffes spend most of their day eating. They actually eat about 18 hours a day. They only spend half an hour a day sleeping. They mainly eat in the trees. They have very long tongues, help them get to the hard-to-reach leaves. Giraffes' tongues are about 18 inches long. Right over here on the left, there's some African wild dogs, also known as painted dogs. They hunt in packs of 5 to 15. Please don't whistle at the dogs. These are wild dogs. They're not your pets. They're excellent hunters. Their main method of hunting is to overexhaust their prey. Don't whistle at the dogs. I'm very serious. Make noises, we won't stop by the animals. Back here on the left, there's some sable antelopes. Sable antelope is actually an icon for the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Their horns make it really difficult for predators to pounce on them. Sometimes they'll rest in a circle, keep the little ones in the middle, keep them safe. Nice tower-like structures on the right and the left. These are termite mounds. They are formed of termite saliva and dirt. They will become as hard as concrete. Elephants will sometimes use those as scratching posts. Around here, the elephants are like bulldozers, knocking down the trees, while giraffes are like pruning shears, as they mainly eat from the trees. Now these look like Maasai giraffes over here. They have a broader pattern on their fur coat compared to the reticulated giraffes, with more of a crisp net-like pattern. All building giraffes have horns. They have ossicones on their head, and only qualify as horns when covered in skin and fur. While they handle the trees, the animals like the antelopes and zebras don't mow down the grass, allowing new shoots to grow. But the warthogs, gazelles, will come along and trim out the edges, so everyone gets enough to eat. On the plain, there's a herd of wildebeest grazing. Also some very small animals known as springbok. Springbok will spring out of the grass, reaching sometimes about 12 feet in the air. They can also reach a speed of up to 55 miles an hour. Now, they gain their speed by springing as they run. You can see them bouncing quickly across the savanna on occasion. The official name for that movement is bronking. Are seen by the palm trees to the right. There's some Nkoli cattle, the large horns. They're also known as Watusi, named after the tribe that first domesticated them. Actually makes them the only domestic animals on the reserve. Their horns may seem heavy, but on the inside they are not solid. Rather, they have more of a honeycomb structure inside their horns, which allows for their blood circulation. Blood will flow through their horns, that way they can regulate their body temperature and stay cool. In certain parts of East Africa, it's considered a symbol of wealth and privilege to own Nkoli cattle. More affluent families tend to own them. Up ahead around the corner, there's an area known as Monkey Point. Beyond that, there's the gateway to Elephant Country. Way back there on the right, hanging on the corner, there is an elephant. His back legs sticking out a little bit. It's most likely an African bull elephant. You'll find the males on their own. The females will stay together in a herd. They be led by one matriarch. Female presence is the driving force in the elephant society. Males don't play a big role at all. They reach the age of about 15, they'll leave the herd and go off on their own. Now, a big threat to elephants nowadays is sharing the land with man, and one consuming the poaching for their ivory tusks. They do face other problems, the mining for coltan, metallic is the making of a lot of electronics. That can also affect monkeys like the mandrills, also apes, gorillas. Now, the elephants have very sensitive hearing. They can hear up to a mile away. Loud noises can disturb them. They also have very sensitive skin, so to shield themselves from the sun, they sometimes throw dirt in their back to use as a sunblock. Now, to keep cool, they can fan themselves with their large ears. They can actually lower their body temperature by about 15 degrees. What the? Oh! Oh no! Elephants! Alright! Not Gallagher. Tunnel Bridge. Better us in the early 70s. Looks like we're in the clear. Well, let's go find more elephants. We're going to head to the Red Clay Pits. Elephants actually pass through here quite a bit. You may see a lot of signs of elephant activity. A lot of tusk marks left in the clay here. Also some elephant tracks that seem pretty recent. So they definitely came through here not too long ago. There we go. So we found a herd right over here. Might some more up ahead around the corner. When a baby is born into the herd, they all help raise it together. The mother is assisted by the aunts, the cousins, all the extended family help her raise and protect the calf. With a newborn elephant on the scene, you'll see a few elephants surrounding it.
Oh, look at the baby.
Out here by the water is a baby elephant. And nowadays, the baby, the gestation period for an elephant is about 22 months. An elephant is pregnant for nearly 2 years at a time. An average newborn weighs about 300 pounds. It's probably a little bit older than a newborn. He's not surrounded by the other elephants. Maybe a little under a year old.
So cute.
Well, here's some greater pink flamingos. Actually, some baby flamingos over here, those small gray birds, those are babies. They have more of a gray color when they're born. They get their pink color from the brine shrimp and other small creatures they eat that contain beta-carotene. But these are actually the least pink flamingos. On the right is a few Patterson elands, which are the largest antelopes in Africa. Full-grown males can weigh around 2,000 pounds. On the left, there's a couple of Bontebok, which are relatives to the wildebeest. Actually went extinct on the wild back in the 1960s, as they were overhunted mainly for their fur coats. Only find them on reserves nowadays. Now coming out the right-hand side, looks like there's a few white rhinos. They have a wider mouth compared to the black rhino. Their name comes from the Afrikaans word of white, which means wine. The years that word white came miscommunicated, got turned into white. So now they're known as white rhinos. Nothing to do with their color. A little bit shorter than the black rhino as well, a little bit heavier, weighing about 5,000 pounds. Now, rhinos can run about 35 miles an hour, but they have very poor eyesight, which is probably why when they're in a group, they are known as a crash. Back on the left, way in the back, there's a couple of cheetahs, one kind of in the center in the back, and the one in the upper right-hand corner. And way in the back there, cheetahs are excellent hunters. Their claws cannot retract, and they can run nearly 70 miles an hour, making them the fastest land mammals. They're also the only big cats that will hunt during the daytime. So there's a couple more cheetahs laying down a little further along here. Whole group of cheetahs being known as a coalition. Now, they choose to hunt during the daytime pretty much to avoid the competition. When it comes to hunting, they're not as strong as lions or hyenas, even the leopards. All those animals can overpower the cheetah and steal their kill. They usually hunt at night, so the cheetah will hunt during the day to avoid that competition. Now speaking of big cats, they're now approaching the Kopis, a rock formation very popular with the lions, as it offers them a good vantage point over the savanna. That way they can survey their prey. The lions are inactive during the day, usually for about 18 to 20 hours. They usually will rest around these types of rocks. They'll hang around here, but sometimes they'll find a spot more secluded to lay down. Over on the left there's some burrows made by warthogs. They'll lay down like a tree there above that one burrow. Now they usually will sleep in their burrow, they'll back up into it to have their tusks pointed outward. That way they can guard themselves from any possible predator attacks. They will defend themselves with their lower tusks, which are quite sharp, use their upper tusks to dig and make their burrows. It's time to check out one last section of the reserve. Make our way now through Magadi Glen. We'll see what's around over here before we head back in. On the right, there's a couple of yellow-billed storks, and also two scimitar horn oryx. Those are desert-dwelling antelopes that can actually withstand a temperature of 115 degrees before they break a sweat. They can also go about 9 months without water. In the past, they were going extinct in the wild, much like the Bontebok. They're mainly only found on reserves. Recent conservation efforts came along so to bring the numbers back up using special breeding programs. When it comes to conserving the environment and protecting the wildlife, we can all do our part to help out. It can be something as simple as ordinary day-to-day recycling. We're going to take that a step further, recycle electronics or laptops and cell phones. That can benefit the mandrills, elephants, also gorillas. Now, to see western lowland gorillas, we need to head down the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It's right next to where we drop you off at here. We go down the Ramparty exit, go down the left. You'll be on that trail. If you go to the right, go back towards Harambe. Now on the trail, you'll see not only gorillas, but naked mole rats, meerkats. There's a hippo pool, an underwater viewing area, and a reptile house. Travel to Asia, there's the Maharaja Jungle Track. That's where you can see tigers, Komodo dragons, giant fruit bats. I'll go to the promised the warning gate back pretty soon. I'm going to head back in now. Drop down the same place once you board the truck. Meantime, gather up your personal belongings, double check receipts, your pockets, look around the floor, make sure you have everything to leave in.